Welcome to Special Stage Extra. Once again, we're starting our season off at the Autosport International show here in Birmingham to give you a flavour of what you can expect to look forward to in 2016 from the world of rallying. And there have been, of course, some big news stories breaking over the winter season. I say winter season because, of course, we have been doing some rallying with the Motorsport News Championship. Thankfully, it wasn't completely an off-season for us this year. And, of course, we kicked back off at Croft for the Jack Frost stages this weekend. But right now, it's all about the big news for 2016. Let's take a look at some of the cars and speak to some of the drivers making up those stories. Well, in many ways, the man of the moment, Elvin Evans. This is big news, of course, for the British Rally Championship. For the fans, they'll get to see you in action this year on those British stages. Happy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's looking like a fantastic series this year. We already know some of the best stages in the world, really enjoyable rallies, and I'm really looking forward to get started.
And of course, you've been in the WRC, you've got those credentials, you're stepping down, but you're still going to be doing some WRC 2 as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's looking like it could be a busy year. I'm looking forward to starting off in Monty now in early January. And yeah, I mean, we have to build from there, but obviously looking forward for the British Series as well.
Is there an aim in mind for the end of this year, a firm aim? Have you got somewhere you need to be?
In the World Rally Car. End of.
That sounds like a pretty good aim to me, and that's what this is all about. This is getting back up there with the experience.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's seat time and enjoyment as well. So we're here to have a good laugh.
You've come from being a junior in the team to now you've got the experience, and Max is going to be looking to you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we already seen that in the DMAX series he had some fantastic speed, so I'm hoping we can learn from each other. I'm sure, you never stop learning, so I'm looking forward to working with Max this year.
Well, it's fair to say you are going to be the benchmark in the British Rally Championship this year. Let's hope it's a good one for you.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much.
One of the biggest pieces of news, at least for me being a rally fan growing up during the 90s, is that Vauxhall are back in the British Rally Championship and with their Adam R2. And Robert and Matias have won the shootout. They're going to be driving the two cars in the championship. You guys must be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, very exciting. Only 50 days to the first event, so can't wait to get into it and get testing, and amazing opportunity for me and the team, and looking forward to trying to get the win in the Junior Championship.
Matias, it's been a busy few days, busy few weeks, no doubt, for you.
For sure. It's a great opportunity, as Rob said. And as a Swede, to be in British Championship, it's a long time ago, but now we are back, and we will try.
Yeah, we've had some big successes with some Swedes in the British Rally Championship.
Yeah, I heard that, so I will try to repeat that.
And Vauxhall, a name that is synonymous with rallying, and you guys are leading that drive back into the top of rallying.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. It'll get some very good coverage next year, and we hope to do the Vauxhall team proud. And fair play to Simon for organising everything and giving us the chance to progress in our career next year in the BRC.
Now, I was talking to Simon when he first thought of doing this, and we were chatting at Rally Day when he brought the car along. And obviously, he used to be in the British Rally Championship. He's got a really good name in this series, and he is so passionate about creating stars of the future, and that's why he brought Vauxhall to the BRC. That's what he told me anyway. Is that a similar story to what he told you?
Yeah, he thinks Vauxhall is a great opportunity to be here, and the car has been showing the speed during the last year in ERC Junior, so obviously I think the best car we have, so it will be a great opportunity to drive, and I'm longing forward to drive the car again. Okay,
so you've both driven this car at the test. There's two of you, and there's only one car. You haven't driven the car yet?
No, I haven't. I couldn't get over to the test yesterday, so definitely looking forward to getting it as soon as I can.
Okay, so there's two of you, there's one car. Who gets this one?
We don't know yet. The names aren't on the window.
Has anyone got a coin? We'll flip a coin, and then these guys can go out and start driving. Good luck this year. We'll all be watching to see how you do.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
And Simon just joins us as we finish the interview. These are your protégés, Simon.
Fantastic. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the land of the giants at the moment, actually. I mean, yeah, but...
I know, with Max Batson as well, they're all up here, aren't they now? Rally drivers used to be small like you.
What they feeding these young guys, I really don't know. But no, I mean, these guys are fantastic. Obviously, both fantastic drivers, already professional in their own right. So, we're really pleased to have them on board.
Behind all of these deals, people just see a launch at a glitzy motor show, but actually behind all of these deals is an awful lot of hard work. I know you haven't slept for days, and I spoke to you when you were first thinking of doing this, and how far you've come is amazing, isn't it?
I don't think I've slept much since the first time I spoke to you back in September, actually. So it's been an incredible amount of hard work, you know, not just myself, but the whole team. You know, Melanie, my partner, she's a real boss, and the amount of work and logistics and that's gone on behind the scenes, it's incredible.
It is incredible, and we're just saying to these guys how good it is to see the Vauxhall name, and we're hoping to see two stars of the future grow out of this programme. Well done.
Thanks very much. Looking forward to it too.
Now, among the many exciting bits of news, particularly for the British Rally Championship, is that the Batson name is back in the form of this man, Max Batson. You must be excited about this.
Of course, I'm definitely really excited, and new R5 car, really great rallies from what I've heard. And no, there's all the ingredients to be happy, and I'm really looking forward to really get behind the steering wheel and enjoy everything.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Some of the best rallies in the world. Your dad's no doubt told you that and shown you through all the in-car that you haven't seen already. So what are your plans for this year? Is it a learning year? Do you want to hit the ground running and really push Elvin?
Well, of course, Elvin is the really best teammate I could really have. He's a really benchmark for the whole championship. But I'm not, of course, I'm here to learn, because I have never been driving a four-wheel car, but still I will do all my best to improve, and why not try to tickle a bit Elvin.
You're joining the British Rally Championship at a really exciting time for British rallying, not least because of all the new big sponsors coming in as well. And DMAC are backing you. Obviously, you're no strangers to DMAC.
No, it's really nice that there's so many people putting really effort in the British Rally Championship, and back in the time of Dad, it really used to be the championship where you had to go before you go to the World Rally Championship. So it's really nice to see, and I hope that the next years the British Championship will get back to where it used to be.
Do you see yourself having a bit of a role in that as an ambassador for the championship, bringing it back to those glory days?
Well, I don't know, that will maybe be too big to say that, but in a sense, it used to be the Finnish persons that came to the championship. They used to bring something to the championship. So if I can bring at least a small stone in it, yeah, I will feel happy, and I hope there will be also other people from abroad that will do the championship, because.
And it must be, the aim must be the WRC for you.
Of course, yeah. My aim is in the WRC, because one day hopefully I will get the official drive, and but having that chance to drive the British Rally Championship is the best for me as a young driver to learn.
Well, no pressure, but we've all got very high hopes for you this year. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now I'm joined by one of my rally heroes. I'm sure he's one of yours as well, Tony Mason. Fantastic to see you here, and how fortuitous to see you here as we're launching the British Rally Championship as well.
Well, yes, I mean, I've always had a big involvement in the British Rally Championship, both as a competitor, and then we covered it for about 10 years when I was doing it for Top Gear.
Of course, was it 1972, wasn't it, the big one?
Well, for me, that was the RAC rally, which was, 1972, and we won it, and there was all big hullabaloo because we were the only British crew to win it ever, you know, so it was a big achievement, and it was a very hard event, and we drove very well and didn't have any incidents, and won it. And I made a career out of winning one rally.
You did, but what a rally to have won, and what a story that was as well. Fond memories of Roger. But Harry Vatanen up there, you've competed against him, you've spoken to him over the years on the television, and he's still so big, isn't he, as a celebrity in his sport?
He certainly is. I mean, he's a very, very close friend of mine. I've known him since he first came along. I was involved, in fact, to signing him for his first Ford drive, and it was a long story, and you have to buy my book to read about it, but no, it was a long story, but I signed him. And he was in the next bedroom to me in Wales at the start of a Welsh rally with no professional connections at that point. And I knew he was there, and I knew that Opel were talking to him. And so I commandeered him, and he came into my bedroom and offered him a Ford drive. And I've known him as close as that ever since. And now his son is now driving in the British Championship, and that's why Harry's here, presumably. And I'm looking forward. I want to have a very quick word to him. I've only just arrived, but I see a lot of him, yeah.
Fantastic. The start of an illustrious career for Ari and a fantastic story for the sport as well. We've got Vauxhall coming back in. We've got Skoda showing interest coming back in with Neil Simpson. We've got people with Works Drives coming into the British Rally Championship. You must be excited because you are an ambassador of this championship and the sport.
Well, yes, and I mean, I won't be competing at all now, but I shall certainly be out watching it, following it, and doing whatever, yes. Oh, yeah, I still follow the sport very, very closely indeed. And, I always will, I suppose, as long as I live.
Fantastic to talk to you, Tony. Thank you for joining us.
Right, my pleasure.
Well, Ari, we've just been talking to Tony Mason, a friend of yours, who's hoping to catch a word with you in a bit as well. What an exciting start to this British Rally Championship.
No, it's not the cliche. I'm genuinely happy that the British Championship is taking off the ground, because for too long it was idling barely, and now, because British rallying is in a way it's a birthplace of rallying. So now, and it deserves to have a dynamic championship. And now with the current MSA new team there, they are really getting it off the ground, and the fact that DMAC is investing a lot in the British Championship, they believe in a British rallying, and well, that's the way how it should be. And let's really hope that and know that we are witnessing now the new start of rallying in Britain.
Your career, no doubt, owes a lot to British rallying, and British rallying owes an awful lot to you as well. And now you're almost giving something back through Max as well. Such a good ambassador for the sport.
Well, of course, it's always a two-way deal. And in a way, as far as Max's driving is concerned, I mean, I need to give him a breathing space, and because the dad always will cast a very long shadow on his son. But I'm sure he will play a very good part in here, and of course it's natural that when your name is well known, it inspires people, and then it brings that little bit more into rallying. But then the rest, of course, stopwatch is the same for everybody. For the driving, he has to prove himself.
And that is what it's all about. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, as you might have imagined, but confirmed behind me, such a buzz, so much excitement around this British Rally Championship stand here at the Autosport International show. Even Craig Breen turned up to show his support for Robert, who's going to be driving that R2 Adam. So many great stories for British rallying. Let's go and have a look at a few more of those with a man who can talk to us about the BTRDA now. Now we're talking to one rally co-driving legend about the BRC. Let's talk to another, Mike Broad, about the BTRDA this time, because with all this excitement around the British Rally Championship, we can't forget that, of course, the format, the schedule has changed this year, the calendar for the BTRDA. We're starting with the Cambrian.
Yep, we're starting with the Cambrian. We actually dropped the Wide-In, which was a really difficult decision, because that was there 40 years. It's coming back. I'm very, very pleased to say that it's back in November, but not part of the championship this year. It was just one of those things. Cambrian's brilliant. I mean, they've done wonders to actually make that event happen. Let's hope that the weather stays
4 months after the last one.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm quite upbeat about beating RDA, because we knew. I mean, last year we had a fantastic year because everybody came to us. The championship has always been run of come and play. No matter what car you've got, we'll find somewhere to put you. And I still think that will happen, even though the BRC will take entries from us. And that should happen. I'm very happy that the BRC's back, got our 5 cars, got all the names, got the juniors. Fantastic. We need that.
If we can be a proving ground in the BTRDA for the top championship, exactly. That's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. But, we've got to have a playground for everybody else as well. And, they're going to be doing 75, 80 miles. We're going to be doing our normal 40, 45 miles, cost effective, all that. So I'm very happy, both for the British Rally Championship to be there, but I'm very, very confident beating RDA is going to be as strong as ever.
Well, as you know, we're very strong advocates and ambassadors for the BTRDA, and it's just been confirmed we'll be back, which I'm excited about. But some of the names that we're seeing coming up that are going to be doing the BTRDA, we're still going to get a big fight. Steve Perez, I think, is coming back for the first round.
Well, I think, they drift off and they come back because we give value for money. Go away, Ken Rees. Another legend, but not as a rally co-driver. He actually was, of course, team manager for Subaru for a long time. Anyway, I looked at the entry for the Cambrian a couple of days ago, and with the Hugh Hunters and Steve Perez's and Ewan Thorburns back, and you think, wow, the top end's good. But even the middle classes, they're all still there. And we're going to get, 140, 150 entries for that? And the mixture. I love the mixture. You know more about it than I do. You know, that it's very, very important to feature the classes as well. And I say every time at the end of the year, well done, not only to those boys that win the rallies, if you've won your class or you've even got to the finish and it's above expectation, well done.
And do you know what? If you're just getting out there and doing it, you're doing more than most people who are stood watching.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can go rallying, as you know, rally first, probably for what, £5,000 in the year? If you get a Nissan Micra 1 litre for a couple of grand and then, you know, one-day events.
Keep it on his wheels.
You know, people say, why aren't we making rallying a bit cheaper? Rallying's never been cheap, but it's as cheap as it's ever been.
And it's safer than it's ever been.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. And it will be interesting to see if there's any major differences this year when we've got the safety rules coming into England and Wales. They've had it in Scotland. We've got to see this, but you know, we've got to say it might upset some people, but we've got to do it. And
certainly as media, we've had to jump through some hoops to make sure that we're adhering to the safety. So everyone has to do it. Yeah,
and we've got to ask people. You know, Wales Rally GB this year was probably the safest we've ever had it, but it was still didn't get an A+. I've seen the FIA report; it got a C+. Right. So we've got a long, long way to go. We can't be complacent in the UK, and even on our smaller events, the BT RDA events, you know, please, if you're watching this and you're going out and watching the Cambrian, don't walk down the road. Walk off the road. Never ever go on that road once the rally cars have started. We've always done it. I've done it. Everybody's done it. But we've got to protect our own events as well.
And you and I have both been out there in cars, and you know how off-putting it can be if you've got people moving around.
Do you know, one of the rules and regulations that's coming out now is if a car goes off, you've got to be careful when you go help that car come back on again. You know, it is simple messages of get somebody down the road to slow the next car down. Now, actually, I'll just tell you a quick story. When I was an international co-driver, my mantra was if he got it in, he had to get it out. So I was always the one that walked down the road, even then, to slow the next car down because I wasn't going to get muddy. Just think on that. You know, you don't get muddy when you're trying to get a car out. So, you know, there are things that we've all got to think about. And cool head and all that. We can still do what we want to do. We've just got to do it in places that we probably, you know, are going to be asked to be in rather than volunteer to be there.
Just to clarify my jumping through hoops comment, I did mean that affectionately. The MSA are putting a huge amount of work in behind the scenes. We're only too happy to adhere to what they're putting in place. Thanks, Mike. Great to talk to you.
Yeah, good to see you.
I told you, an exciting year ahead in British rallying. Only one thing left to do now. Enjoy some of the live action here at the Autosport International. And if you've never heard a World Rally car with Petter Solberg in it on full chat on a slippery surface in a room, you're about to. Enjoy.